Okay, so the only place that's still open out of the 3 locations that I'm gonna look back at is this place here. It's Max Golden Pheasant, and sort of talked about this in another previous thing, but I didn't focus on it. That other one I was focusing on Who's on First Comedy Club, excuse me. You know, it's very professional for internet journalists to burp while doing this stuff anyway. So this is Max Golden Pheasant, and the reason I'm coming here is because this was a sort of a famous place for rock bands and roadies and groupies to hang out back in the day. And the legend has it that REO Speedwagon used to hang out here and perform here, and Robert Plant back in 1977. Led Zeppelin did 3 nights in a row, or 3 nights, maybe not in a row, at the old Chicago Stadium. And during that 3-night stand, John Bonham, their drummer, here's a sign, got really sick and couldn't perform or something like that. And so Robert Plant was hanging out here at Max Golden Pheasant quite a bit. And probably the most famous thing Max Golden Pheasant is known for is that it was the last place anyone ever saw Scott Weiland from Stone Temple Pilots alive. I think it was, I don't know what year it was, but if you look it up, if you type in Max Golden Pheasant, Elmhurst, Illinois, Scott Weiland, you'll see a picture of Scott sitting at the bar here, and he looks pretty bad. And yeah. Anyway, so that's it, Max Golden Pheasant. Poor Scott Weiland, this is it, man. From Stone Temple Pilots. Just partying or just drinking here, and a day or two later he was found dead on his tour bus. Okay, so right across from Max Golden Pheasant, they almost share the same parking lot. As there's a Starbucks and a Jimmy John's over here, but this used to be a comedy club, Who's on First, and it was the first place I ever played at 35 years ago in 1989. And I'm actually in a book called Stand Up Comedy in Chicago, so there is verification, validation that I did perform here. And it was back in those days, in the 80s, when it was in their heyday. Stand-up comedy clubs were in their heyday. There was Who's on First Comedy Club was right here. Like I said, a lot of the comics would, in between shows, would come across the parking lot right over here and go hang out in Max. You get a drink at the bar, and then come back and do the late show over here. Jerry Seinfeld, Roseanne Barr, Tom Arnold, Richard Lewis. I mean, any big comic that was coming through town. And then some young comics started here from the Chicago area before they were famous. Bob Odenkirk, this comedy duo, Steve and Leo, they went on to become like really big, hotshot Hollywood screenwriters. And they did like the Santa Claus and Kicking and Screaming and a bunch of other stuff. So anyway, yeah, now it's a strip mall. It's going underneath renovation right now. The Starbucks is, so it's going to be closed for a month. And then across the street, if you can see over there, let's see if I can get a shot of that. Can you see that? There's so much traffic, man. There is a Goodwill over there. You see the donation center sign right there? All right, that used to be a rock and roll club. It was called Good Times, and before that it was A.W. Shucks, and then a couple of other names throughout the years. But in 1992, a small little punk band from Los Angeles by the name of Green Day performed there. It's like I said, it's now a Goodwill, and there's a restaurant attached to it. Green Day played there, and there is video of that show. Oh, there's guys on the roof. What the heck? You see that? I don't know why there's guys up on the roof. What am I stepping in? Oh, it's just some grass. Yeah. So that was a rock club, and some other bands played over there too, but it's most notably known for having a very early punk show And if you watch the video of Green Day playing there, I think it's Green Day, Elmhurst, Illinois, 1992. There might be 100 people at the show. Oh, there's this sign. It's the Goodwill sign. Let's see if I can get a closer shot of that. Yeah. Anyway, there's Max. That's where Scott Weiland was last seen alive. And then you got the Goodwill over there, which was A.W. Shucks and the Good Times Bar, Pub. Well, there's the restaurant. It's a Hispanic restaurant now. And then right here, right next to me, is this famous, what it was a sort of famous comedy club, Who's on First, and now it's a Starbucks. So this whole little area right here was sort of like a entertainment hub, you know? The bands would party here, then they would go across the street and do a concert or a show. The comics would hang out here at Who's on First and come over and drink at Max. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So I know what you're saying. You're like, Matt, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this little video? So I was like, I don't know. I mean, somebody has to. I mean, most people are gonna kind of, over the years, as time goes on, their memories fade and not really care anymore. Not that they ever did in the first place. But I do. I don't know why. The first place I ever did stand-up comedy was at Who's on First right here. So, getting a lot of strange looks like, ooh, there's that crazy Kissane guy doing another weird video. You know what? One day, you're all going to say, man, I wish I had done some of those videos before I went off the deep end. All right. So there's your little history lesson for today. Rock and roll in Elmhurst, Illinois, comedy, history lessons, Scott Weiland, Led Zeppelin, Green Day, Jerry Seinfeld, Matt Kissane. It all kind of ties in. Have a good day.